Thank you for joining us here. We are with a 1988 Honda XR600R. We'll be replacing the piston rings and third gear in the transmission. We're going to let her warm up here a little bit before we drain the oil. But before we get ready to pull the engine out, let's go over a few tools that we'll need to help make the job possible. We'll be using 2 service manuals for this rebuild. We'll also need to include paper towels, rubber gloves, and goggles for some procedures. It helps during the rebuild to have a light, help you see in the dark spots of the motor. To measure some parts to make sure they're in spec, we have a digital caliper. During the rebuild, we'll be using our torque wrench a lot to make sure bolts go on properly. We also have brake cleaner to help take care of the gaskets, and a rubber mallet to help separate the crankcases. Our special tools include a spark plug gapper, a tool to help us check valve clearances. We also have a clutch center holder, help take care of the clutch nut. We have a Honda spark plug changing tool. We also have a set of circlip pliers. We have a valve tool to help us compress the springs so that we can change the valve stem seals. And we also have a plastic pry bar to help us with the crankcases. We're going to need a lot of oil and 2 filters. We'll have to be replacing the oil after the build and after the break-in. Also want to make some bolt boxes. When the project gets complicated, we're going to need to be able to stay organized. If those bolts don't do what we want them to, we have an extractor set here to help us out. Hopefully we don't need to use them. And we also have some 60% molybdenum paste here from Honda, also called moly paste, to use on the valve stems. Alright, I do believe we're ready. We're going to get the engine out of the bike and completely taken apart before we order any parts, just to make sure we don't miss anything. Hopefully everything goes smoothly, and we'll see you for the break-in.